bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Bum 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 bum. Give him two lips like roses and clover. Bum bum bum. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Bum 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 bum. Don't have nobody to call my own. Bum 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 bum.
The Ullapool caber, known to many as possibly the worst weapon for any demo man out there, but I disagree with this. I think its stats are actually quite fair. First, the stats of the weapon. The caber is the explosive melee weapon, meaning that it explodes on hit. The explosion is about 2/3 of that of a rocket, meaning very large. Without crits, mini crits, or any of that stuff, it's 130 damage, which is enough to kill a light class. Also, upon a critical hit, you can one-shot a heavy with a full damage of 390. Mini crit in total does about 185, which is enough to one-shot more than half of the classes. And all these damages are not very consistent due to how it depends how far away the enemy is to the actual explosion from the caber. The holster speed and the attack speed are exactly the same, being at 1 second, which is a very long time for any melee weapon. After the first hit with the caber can no longer explode and no longer has the extra explosive damage. This makes it so that once the weapon is used, it's a direct downgrade from the stock. The weapon can be resupplied for killing yourself or touching the resupplied locker. From hearing the pros and cons, I think anybody could figure out that this weapon should get a chance at least, because it seems fairly decent. Probably the most important part of the caber is the fact that it can one-shot light classes. I think any person can say, plays TF2, that light classes like spies, scouts, and things like that should be dealt with immediately. Say this example with a spy. Even though I miss quite a few of my shots, I get that reward of getting to one-shot him, and even though I'm at quite low health, I'm still alive, allowing my stickies to remain there. Another mentionable thing about the Ullapool caber is its mobility option. It's basically a mini rocket jump on demand. It's just that you'll have to go to the resupply locker or kill yourself every single time that you use it. It also works great as sort of a saving device for when you're falling off cliffs and things like that. Good strategies include using the bootleggers, the quickie bomb launcher, and the Ullapool caber, so you can just jump into action with that extra health and one-shot any light classes that come into your way. Using this strat, you can also use it as sort of a defensive or offensive using the quickie bomb launcher. Also, any of those annoying air blasting pyros you can instantly get rid of by shooting your stickies at them, maybe finishing them off with the caber even. Although I do not recommend it, Caber Knight is okay actually for taking out other demo knights. Two-shotting them with a 130 damage hit with the explosion and then a 55 damage hit with the broken caber. My personal loadout is the loose cannon, the tide turner, and the Ullapool caber, of course, because you can jump behind the enemy using the loose cannon, tide turn to catch up to enemies, and then finish them off with the Ullapool caber. Although many people do not use this, a defensive technique is really good because any scouts or spies who get past, you can kill with the caber. I suggest the lock and load so you can hit your shots and kill any stragglers who get past your stickies and such. So that was part 1 of why the caber is a good weapon. Please give me feedback. This is like basically my first Team Fortress 2 video. I hope you think as the caber has a better weapon now that I've educated you on it. And I hope to see a lot more people using this weapon. Thank you, goodbye, and generic YouTuber, peace.